it's funny. This is how, and this is a good thing about labels. I have a little story. Once upon a time, there was a can of corn. And this can of corn had a great label that says, I'm a can of corn. And it lived inside of a grocery store. So this can of corn was very proud. It sat on the top shelf, and it was like me. I cost like $1.28. I'm good. And every day the can of corn stood, and it waited to be acknowledged. It waited to be appreciated. It waited for somebody to notice that it was there. And so one day there was a mom that came in with some rambunctious twins, and they knocked against the shelf, and the can of corn fell to the ground. Well, on its way down, it dented against something. And then not just now, it's on the ground. Somebody came through later, and the can of corn was knocked up under the shelf. Well, it looked up, and the label was now torn. And some days went by. The can of corn was forgotten. People were still coming in and out of the store, but nobody was looking for that can of corn. It collected dust one day. The manager was cleaning out the store and happened to see, what is this up under the shelf? It's a can of corn. So the can of corn positioned itself to say, I'm back in the game now. And noticed that it was being repositioned. It didn't get taken back to the same shelf. It looked up, and it's in this grocery cart, and there's a sign on the front that says, clearance damaged goods. 25 cents. The can of corn looked around, and there were other cans in there. They were all dented. The labels were torn. The can of corn says, you know what? I've been damaged. I've fallen. I've been broken. I've had things taken from me. I've experienced loss. I only deserve to be 25 cents. I will take that label, and I'll be 25 cents. One day, an older lady, that's that wisdom, came through the grocery store. And she wasn't walking. She was in one of those little scooter carts. And the can of corn heard the motor and didn't even turn around. I already know they're going for the goods. And the woman came, and she started looking through the cart, and she started pulling, and the can says, whoa, you can't take me home. I'm damaged. I'm reduced. I'm clearance. And that woman said, let me show you something. And she went and she got the beautiful can of corn that was sitting at the top label. And she said, when I go to feed my family and I open up, it's what's on the inside that I'm more concerned about. I don't care about the label, what's on the inside. And so how do we get together? How do we become one, and how do we share the labels? Is we start looking, forget what you've been through. You had a divorce, I had a divorce. You went through, your child is acting a hot fool, mine too. But guess what? I'm more concerned about what's on the inside.